Tell us about Voice of America's Extremism Watch Desk. Seems very timely. What were the origins of it, and can you define what you cover?
Sure. We have a very viable central news operation which travels and covers extensively the State Department, the White House, the Pentagon, all of the key players in the U.S. We also have a couple of very vibrant overseas bureaus in the region. We also have 44 different language services which produce programming in language, some of which are involved in these countries that are impacted. We wanted a way to coalesce these things, to look deeper into the ISIS situation, extremism, terrorism throughout the world by picking out from our language services what is going on, picking out from Central News, melding the two, and also doing our own news reporting. So we have 9 reporters who speak 13 different languages. We're in our 4th month, and we're able to sort of penetrate and see things from the outside because of the expertise that's provided by these folks. We basically provide added value to already very deep coverage that we had at VOA. And keep in mind, the 44 services have stringers and contractors on the ground. Mm-hmm. So we're able to tap into those also.
Mm-hmm. Sir Juan, what does it look like from your vantage point as a reporter? How does your day unfold?
So again, it's very challenging to follow, especially event. I cover Syria a lot. That's my area of expertise, and so that's where I cover. Because of the different dynamics on the ground, it's important for a reporter to understand those local dynamics, and especially in a country like Syria, where the country has become so localized, that hyper-local factor that leads into that drives the events on a daily basis in Syria. So for me to understand these dynamics, I follow different kind of news outlets in Syria, and there are so many. It is also important to learn to speak the languages. So I speak Kurdish and Arabic, which both are very important to understand more about how the conflict moves on. So that's where the idea is. So behind the watch desk at VOA is to be able to kind of combine your local knowledge and your linguistic expertise and kind of combine them into a more nuanced reporting that helps a lot, especially covering from DC. So we are actually based in DC, but our entire coverage is based on local reporting, whether from language services or by our own research.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned news outlets in Syria. What kind of publication or broadcasting are they able to do?
So there are a lot of local radio stations. Radio station wasn't popular 5 years ago when the conflict started in Syria. Now they are because of shortages on electricity, and so the local populations in different parts of the country are able to kind of connect with these newly established radio stations. So we rely on that because of the same idea that the conflict is very localized. So you have to look at things. Things vary from one region to another, and so we do tap on that, and also by talking to the local population, it is important for us to maintain contacts with different actors and players and ordinary citizens who go through the difficulties day to day. So I think that's very key to understand that the local dynamics is to talk to the local population, maintain certain connection to be able to understand both sides of the story.
Mm-hmm.